Archaeodeath Field Report with Professor Howard Williams.
So here I am at Castell Dinas Bran in the Vale of Llangollen, an Iron Age hill fort and then later a medieval castle built in the 1260s, I think it is, by the Princes of Wales against rivals, and destroyed before it was actually besieged by the forces of Edward I in his invasion of Wales in the 1270s. So this is a really fascinating location. What I wanted to talk about today, and in this location, is the fact that this is a strategic location that may have been important in the period between the Iron Age and the later medieval castle. This may have been a location of great significance in the early Middle Ages, and in a paper I published with Patricia Morieta Flores in the journal Medieval Archaeology, we actually address the view sheds from various strategic locations around the Vale of Llangollen, and we at least predict that this was a significant location, because from here you can control movement all the way along the Vale of Llangollen from east to west. You can see the entrance of the Vale of Llangollen to the east, and you can also control the side valleys heading up by Trevor Rocks to what is now called the Horseshoe Pass. So you have a very strategic control over this landscape. And while the site of Castell Dinas Bran is not intervisible directly with the Pillar of Eliseg, this early 9th century cross on an early Bronze Age burial mound, which I excavated together with colleagues at Bangor University between 2010 and 2012 and proved the early Bronze Age date of the cairn, it is almost intervisible with it, and likewise it's not intervisible with the Cistercian monastic site of Valle Crucis, which is established by the early 13th century, but that. So while we don't have archaeological evidence, and indeed there's very little archaeological evidence for the castle site, we do at least postulate from the viewshed analysis and the least cost pathway analysis we conducted that this site of Castell Dinas Bran had a strategic importance through the ages, and we should at least expect more evidence of early medieval archaeology coming from this site. The problem with Western Britain generally is there's no pottery, or very little pottery, and very little metalwork compared with Eastern Britain in the 7th, 8th centuries and into the 9th centuries. So actually what we would expect to find is very little anyway from a site up here, particularly if it wasn't a permanent settlement but just a watchtower or a lookout point. So it's going to be a challenge doing archaeological work to find an early medieval presence here, but at least we can predict or postulate it based on the archaeological landscape work that Patricia and I conducted. And the fact is, the Pillar of Eliseg is a unique monument, a cross that may have been an assembly site and an inauguration place for the Powys Kingdom, and therefore the relationship with Castell Dinas Bran is something that needs further detailed attention. Now, it might be just illusionary and we're back projecting and forward projecting from the Middle Ages, forward projecting from the Iron Age, but across Western Britain, early medieval sites reuse prehistoric fortifications, not simply in the 5th and 6th centuries, in that sort of sub-Roman period, but also into the 7th, 8th and 9th centuries. So I think the case is building for understanding Castell Dinas Bran as having an early medieval sort of horizon, but the material evidence from the site is elusive, and no recent modern fieldwork has been conducted on the site. So I hope that's of interest. A bit of speculation, but a bit of informed speculation.
If you've enjoyed this Archaeodeath video, why not check out the Archaeodeath blog at howardwilliamsblog.wordpress.com.